So you're craving a Viet Sub, but you only want the best that Calgary has to offer? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, I have gathered the very best Vietnamese subs that Calgary has to offer. And this is a special episode for me because I'm Vietnamese and I get to kind of go back to my roots and let you guys know which Vietnamese sub is the very best in Calgary. On the lineup today, we got Banh Mi TT, My Toe Barbecue, Trung Nguyen, and Saigon Deli. I went with the assorted subs because I feel like it's the most traditional sandwich. Also gives us a good baseline to be able to compare all of these places equally. So let's get right into it. First, I'm gonna go with Banh Mi TT. This place is pretty popular. I always see a lineup here. There's a picture of Nenshi in the place. Banh Mi TT, first bite. Pretty damn good. The one thing I would say is there isn't a whole lot packed into these sandwiches, but that might be a good thing, you know. The baguette is not super dry, but it's also not soggy. There's nothing worse for me than a soggy sandwich. Next, we got My Toe. This is kind of like a barbecue spot. Have you ever seen those Vietnamese charcuterie boards? And this is one of the places that offers those. You'll have to order them at least a day in advance. But, you know, in comparison to TT, this is stacked. So I'm gonna go in here, first bite of My Toe. Bomb. Obviously, there's a lot more going on in terms of the amount of filling you get in this sandwich. You can actually taste the distinct sweetness of the carrot. Also seems like there is just more meat in here. The baguette is also more flaky, which is something I look for personally in a Viet Sub. Minimum, it's not wet, but if it has a flaky baguette, I feel like that just brings it all together for me. My Toe Barbecue, pretty good. Next, we got Trung Nguyen, which is also in Chinatown. But here we go, Trung Nguyen, first bites. Oh, I actually forgot to give you guys a cross section of this guy. This is probably the least crispy baguette, not quite flaky either. Also not wet, but it is soaking up a little bit of the moisture. It's good. The one downside I'd say to this is actually the baguette itself. But I wouldn't say this is a bad sandwich by any means, but when you're comparing it side by side, I'd say that this is probably my least favorite so far. Now we got Saigon Deli. I feel like this place is kind of just OG in the Vietnamese community. If you're Vietnamese, you've probably gone here before. Your mom probably goes here to get her Viet Subs. Haven't gotten in a while. Haven't got any of these places in a while, actually. Saigon Deli, first bites. Right off the bat, there's just a lot going on here. It's really filled. There's a lot of variety in the different types of meats in here, where I'd say some of these meats in these sandwiches here are a little bit more fatty. Saigon Deli definitely uses leaner cuts of meat. The baguette itself is a little bit flakier. I feel like I've really put together some stiff competition here. Every single one of these Viet Sub spots are worth trying, worth checking out for your own individual taste. Also, all of these places seem like they're owned by small Vietnamese families, which is awesome. Go support each and every one of these places. But I'm gonna have to go with a back-to-back bite of each of these Vietnamese subs to really see who is the best here. When you go bite for bite, there are definitely a couple spots here that stand out. So I'm going to start with fourth place, and fourth place is going to have to go to Trung Nguyen. It's weird, I usually go to this place, usually really good, but when I actually eat it back to back with these places, it clearly just kind of falls behind the rest of the competition. I'd say just the quality of the baguette, the lack of crispiness, the fact that it's actually soaking up some of the juices from the sub makes it less enjoyable for me. Next, I'm going to have to go with Saigon Deli. You know, like I said, this is an OG spot in the city. Actually, when I usually go here, I get the chicken flavor, which is really good. The leaner cuts just lend to a drier feel to the sandwich, which leads me to my runner-up Banh Mi TT. Just from a cross-section point of view, you can see there's kind of less going on inside this sandwich, but to me that actually lends to what makes this sandwich so great. The bread is actually pretty good. The flavors are subtle and simple enough, and I can see why there's typically a lineup here. And so the winner of this Banh Mi Viet Sub challenge is my dough. Just really nice cuts of meat mixed with a flaky baguette, and their butter is bomb. You can taste the sweetness of the carrot, the peppers are nice and spicy, and just as an overall sub, this one's gotta take the cake for me. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, leave a comment on what you think I should review next, subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ngon quá. What am I gonna do with all these sandwiches?